Welcome farmers and goblins to this weekly wrap up at Sunflower Land. We're just going to wait a few moments before the players start coming to this stream. Can you just double check on our Twitch, see if it's going live? Yeah. Did you do an announcement, Ryan?
Nah. Let me check.
That'd be good.
Sad, man.
It says we're live now. So we'll just wait for some people in the chat to come in. If you can hear us, if you can see us, just give us a little thumbs up, and then we'll dive right into this weekly wrap up.
It's working.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
All right. So welcome everybody. We are in Sunflower Studios today. We have got Spencer to my left, and we've got Romy working on some top secret projects in the background. So try to ignore what he's doing. We've got some exciting things to share today. A lot has been happening this week. Fellas, how are we?
I've never been better. Right? Been working a lot on Bumpkins. That's kind of been where my focus is. But yeah, getting super excited for land expansion, man. It's super close.
Yeah, I'm doing great. There's a lot of stuff to show. There's a lot of nice things coming along. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think we explicitly tried to do it, but it might have been Monday. We've kind of just gone into this like all engines blazing where we've said it a few times, like the last 3 months we're working on some really difficult architecture challenges, all these types of projects, dynamic NFTs, which just required a lot of groundwork and a lot of testing, and like we didn't even know if some of these concepts would work, but we got past that stage, and right now we are focusing mainly just on polishing, getting all these features and balancing. And so there's a bunch of these small little tasks, and so it kind of feels like when we're working right now, you feel very productive because it's just like ticket after ticket after ticket that we're getting through. And so today we're going to share a few of these things. All right, looks like a few viewers are coming in. BX Renzo, hey team, 4 months on Twitch for me. Love to see it. We've got Mace Marquez as well. Great to have you on board. As always, quick little disclaimer. Anything we say during these Twitches are not financial advice. Cryptocurrency is risky. Always do your own research. We're building a game here, and just because we do explore some concepts or new features and give you a sneak preview doesn't guarantee that it's going to make it into the game. That said, there's a few things that we do want to cover today. We're going to talk about a few things. So the recent war tent items that went out. Hopefully, if you're participating in the war, you got the items you wanted. We're going to talk about the new grub shop in Helios, which comes with land expansion. We're going to talk about some work in Bumpkins.io. That's where Spencer has been really perfecting that experience with a lot of improvements there. And we're also going to talk about Mutant Chickens. There's a few changes that is coming with Mutant Chickens. Romy and I did a quick little teaser during yesterday's broadcast session, but you'll want to stick around so you can hear what these changes are to Mutant Chickens. You'll want to be prepared. There's definitely a little bit of intel that we will be dropping in this stream. Spencer, mate, the war, how'd you go? Did you get the items you were after? Were you watching the minting happening yesterday?
I was still a little bit on edge after my green amulet fail. Still a little bit kind of, not the happiest. So I didn't actually try for anything yesterday. I was super busy. But yeah, like I said, I missed out on the green amulet, which is the one thing that I was really gunning for. But this morning I bought an undead chicken, or undead rooster, which I feel pretty happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one, the rooster. It looks cool. It adds to your Mutant Chicken family, and you get a boost for that as well.
Decol. I was wondering where Decol was.
So we just had Decol pop up saying Spencer was getting marinated at 5:01 p.m. with afternoon bevs, surely. So I think the Australians in the chat will understand that. A few more people. There's people saying exciting for Bumpkins coming up. Yeah, we're extremely excited. We've got some good news to share around that. I was just going to come in here and I was going to go to the war tent to see what was remaining. We've got this new pop-up though, which is the game rules. So there are some people that aren't in Discord, that aren't in Twitter, that don't read the docs, and we just needed to be super clear on this 1 account per player rule, and also the idea of like no automation, because sometimes we get people that don't go through the normal means to play the game, and then they say, I had no idea it was 1 account per player. So you'll see this pop up every now and then in the game. It's about once a week or every 7 days that this game rules will pop up. Just a nice little reminder. And so I'm actually...
He's just getting started on the war. He's coming a little bit late.
Yeah. So
who's he going to choose?
This is our streaming account, which isn't participating in the war.
Goblin, mate. It's Goblin for sure. Oh.
There we go. Team
Sorry,
Human.
man.
And so I'm going to head over to the... What's actually happening down here on the map? This is my favourite
looks
part.
so good. I haven't even... Where
So
have I been?
there's some awesome art that's coming in. I love this this latest edition, making some potions. This sleeping
so
goblin.
good.
Apologize, I don't remember the
Did you see
handle of the person that created these,
Did you see that?
but they're super cute. They look
Yeah.
on point with the designs. I also love these potions. So we're having a potion shop that will be coming in land expansion. This will probably make the cut. They're really
It does,
cool.
and this looks
cool
exactly
designs.
like the little potion.
Yeah, that's the fertilizer
It
one.
would be cool
So
if this sleeping goblin had like an animation, like breathing.
No,
Yeah.
the ears were going up like that.
The it's like the fat chicken that goes up and down. Right, let's jump over to the war tent. I don't want to spend too long on this right now. It's humans. I think humans won the last two or 3 weeks. Goblins are just crushing it this week. So I think something's changed. Maybe it's a change in morality. Sorry, not morality. Goblins have no morality.
Damn.
But yeah, goblins are killing it this week. So if we come over to this war shop and we look at how these items are going, we've got the sunflower amulet sold out, carrot amulet sold out, beetroot amulet sold out, green amulet sold out, all of this warrior outfit sold out. This was good to watch because it took about 10 minutes for the warrior shirt to mint out, and these ones took about an hour or 2 hours to mint out, I believe, which is good. It gave everyone a chance to get these items if they wanted. They weren't at the mercy of some of the drops where it's like you had to be done in 10 seconds. If we look what's left, we've got some sunflower shields. So there's been 38 of these which have been minted. And the very surprising one was the skull hat. So there's only 25 of these. These are just decoration. And these minted out quicker than the sunflower shield, which had a boost. Which I think people are starting to pick up on this idea of bumpkins, and how significant it is having rare decorations for your bumpkins. So the people that caught wind of that and realized how cool these decorations are going to be, congratulations. We've got some war skulls going, and we've also got the tombstones going. These are really interesting ones. Spencer, are you going to be going for any of these two?
I think I might go for the war skull.
I think the best thing about these ones is you can mint multiple of these. So once a day, if you have the war bonds, you can come in and get another one of them. Because on land expansion, you can place the same item multiple times. And so there'll definitely be players that want to get 10 or 20 war skulls and fill up their land with it, just to give it that fierce sort of vibe. And so I'm kind of predicting with these items is that even though there's a bit left now, as the war closes to an end, it's going to be a rush to get these items. And you'll start noticing is once all these other items sell out, focus is going to start going to those skulls and tombstones, and they're the ones that'll start going quick. So if you're thinking about getting the tombstone or the skulls, my tip is to get in now so you don't miss out on them. And then we've got the Undead Rooster as well. So the mint looks like everyone focused on these items, which is fair enough. There was less supply, you wanted to make sure you got them. But already 500 of the Undead Roosters have been minted, so 10% in less than 12 hours. If you're participating in the war, make sure you get your war wands and get this item. Hopefully it went smoothly for you yesterday as well. There's a few changes that went out. You no longer needed to do the visible capture. The supply automatically updated, and for some the craft button became visible straight away, so you didn't need to refresh your page. That was based on a lot of feedback from last week, which the minting and the drop was actually quite hard for some people.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys want to add to the war and what's happening before we move on?
No, I think I was just gonna mention about the decorations. It's been, well, I've been focusing on Bumpkins a lot this last 2 weeks, but I've been watching like Adam play around with placing these decorations on your farm or on your land in land expansion, and I think they will be like, they will turn into such a big part of the game, because you really can kind of customize your land to look however you want. And I think decorations will really kind of make your land what you want it to be, and have a little bit of your own add a little bit of your own flavor to it, which is super cool.
100%. So this is just me on my local. I think there's a bug here, but the idea is that you could fill up your entire map with these war skulls if you wanted to. So previously with decorations in Sunflower Land, it only made sense to have one because we only ever showed one. But if you're a collector or you really like an item, you can get multiple of those. I've stocked up on a few mysterious heads on OpenSea because I really like those. I want to have 5 of those displaying on my piece of land. And so it's worth being aware, if you've got your eyes on decorations, you're not just competing with people that will want just one on their farm. There'll be some people that want multiple of these on their farm.
You could do a full Easter Island. You know, the heads are gone, but I guess you could buy the heads and just have an Easter Island head situation.
How many heads are there at Easter Island?
Oh, lots, man. I don't even know.
Easter
A lot. Easter Island heads.
Okay.
1,000.
So I was thinking I could get them all, but
Can't.
there's only 500
As it turns
heads.
out, can't get it.
Alright, so if you get 1,000 mysterious heads, you'll get a super bonus in the game.
Mate, you're never gonna forget that. Someone's recorded that and is gonna bring it back.
Yeah, good luck getting 1,000. We've got some new decorations for the rocks. So shout out to Romy, who's been working on this, and Gabby helped do some of the art of this. So you can see that the gold and the iron, these rocks are a lot smaller. So to help keep the art consistent and take up less space on the land, gold and iron and stone are now smaller rocks. So you'll start to notice that in land expansion when you do start expanding, and hopefully you find some gold. It's going to be a little bit smaller, which means you can put more buildings and decorations on your land. Bumpkins.io, Spencer, talk us through what's been happening.
Well, everyone knows that we've been building Bumpkins kind of in parallel with land expansion. I mean, we started it a bit later, but we've been building this kind of separate site for Bumpkins because we want Bumpkins to be, a project that is integrated with Sunflowerland, but isn't only to do with Sunflowerland. So you can own a Bumpkin NFT. You can kind of participate in the, this new concept of a dynamic NFT, but it needs its own standalone site. So we've been, it looks like we'll probably be releasing Bumpkins sooner than land expansion. So that's kind of why we put a bit of focus into kind of getting this sorted. And the idea kind of is that, Bumpkin items will be available for SFL. 100% of the SFL will be burnt. So it's kind of a really great deflationary mechanism for the token. But you'll basically come over here to bumpkins.io, and you'll take a look at what the upcoming drops are. And there'll be kind of a rolling drop for these for items. The whole idea is that soon, like, we hope to have kind of collaborations with, other projects or other kind of fashion labels or whatever. There'll be different collections that'll be coming up. But basically you'll come over here and there'll always be, either a drop that is currently live or there's a drop that is coming up. We've also kind of been integrating this idea around being super flexible in terms of what the drop looks like. So whether the drop is a timed drop, so it's a drop that's going to be open for 1 hour, and however many are minted out in 1 hour, that becomes the max supply, or the total supply. Once the hour is done, that's kind of it. Or we have supply, drops that are based on supply. So like once the supply is minted out, that's it. We also have set it up so that we could have Dutch auctions, reverse Dutch auctions, like all different types of stuff. This whole thing will be kind of like the last experience of minting in Sunflowerland. It'll be dynamic, so the mint will become available at the time that the drop goes live. You'll see a updated count of what has been minted. It should be something that is super interactive, exciting. You're able to come in and get kind of prepared for things. Once they're sold out from inside of this section of the site, they'll only be available on secondary markets. That's excluding some items that are kind of always available, which right now we have it as hair and potions. Potions kind of can change your bumpkin's body color. But yeah, that's the idea. So from here you'll be able to come in and see the whole collection, so everything that has been released and the mint is complete. And you'll have links to be able to try to buy them on secondary markets. But if you want to mint kind of like a new potion to change your body color, then you can do that here as well. You'll also, as we've shown before, you'll also be able to change what your bumpkin is wearing here. So here is where you'll be able to customize your bumpkin's clothing. So those people who minted out the warrior outfit, once we release this, they'll be able to come over here and actually deck their bumpkin out in the warrior outfit, which will be super amazing, because then we'll be able to see on OpenSea all of the top warriors, I guess, the top warrior bumpkins, dressed in their potions. Their outfits. I'm super excited to see some goblin warrior outfits. So that'll be amazing.
I think there's a lot we just jam-packed in there. I hope you had your notepads ready for that. A few things that I do want to add. So if you are visiting the testnet version, all of these items are placeholders. We're not dropping a mouth as the first piece. We're not dropping the chef apron. Those are just random placeholder examples. Something else we did touch on is 100% of the SFL is going to be burnt. I think initially we had it that 20% would go to the team, but we thought let's just burn 100% of that SFL. So that's currently the approach we're going to take. So if you do come into this shop, you have some SFL in your personal wallet and you buy something, that just gets burnt or gets sent to the dead address. So you can kind of think, if however you get that SFL, you're helping the community out. If you are getting an item and burning that SFL, you're helping the community out as well. You probably can come over here and mint a bumpkin. Right now, if you're on testnet, you're not going to be able to buy anything because you don't have testnet SFL. Right now, that's just exclusive to the open source developers of the project that get access to testnet game, who can actually earn that testnet token. But if I was to have other items, here is where I can come and start equipping the clothing, start equipping different pants. You can drink the potions as well. And the really great thing about this sort of NFT project is, say if you do equip some orange hair, that does get attached to your bumpkin. This explorer hair goes back into your wallet. So if you just want to collect a whole bunch of different hair types, each day of the week you want to have a different hair, you can do that. If you are a collector, if you are a trader, you can do that as well. So previously, where this focus on NFTs was getting a specific NFT, now you can start getting specific items, and you have full ownership of those items to do as you please. We're going to link up with OpenSea and also with NiftySwap in the future. So if you do miss out on one of these upcoming drops, the only way that you can get those is from other players, and they will be putting those on secondary marketplaces. And I think it's a really interesting one. So when we do launch this project, we're going to release items. The first few ones we're going to do, we're going to give a 24-hour mint time for those ones. And that'll be things like overalls and almost like the basic farmer items. But the catch here is that it's only however many items get minted in that time that will ever be in circulation. So if someone comes in 1 year to the project and they really want to get these OG overalls, it's only going to be from the people that mint them during these initial drops. So we will be launching some fairly common items that way, where it's 24 hours, each bumpkin can or can't get one of those items. But then after that, it's only on secondary marketplaces that you can get those items.
Another thing to mention, someone was asking about the concept of rarity, or someone was asking about a leaderboard in terms of like the rarity of your bumpkin. It's like the concept is, many people may own a red farmer shirt, for example, but the rarity of your bumpkin will depend on how many bumpkins are actually wearing the red farmer shirt. So it's not really about how many have been minted. It's about the combination of items on a bumpkin at a given time that will determine the rarity of that bumpkin. We don't have it in here, and it's something, I don't know that it'll be available at launch, but we will build kind of a system so that you're able to determine what the rarity score will be of your bumpkin, given the combination of items that you're putting on your bumpkin at that given time. Another question that popped up in the chat was, does it cost money to change items on your bumpkin? It'll just be the gas cost for updating the combination. So putting a new item on doesn't cost anything, but you'll pay for the transaction to actually update your bumpkin.
Yeah, and that's around 2 or 3 cents at the moment, as long as Polygon's behaving normally. So it's almost insignificant in this case. I wish I had some items. Wish I had some testnet SFL. We could go through it. But we are looking to launch this project exclusively for Sunflower Land players. So I think we're chatting with Steve to get the exact date. It's probably going to be about 10 or 11 days. We're looking to drop this bumpkin project. If you do come here and you do have a Sunflower Land farm, you will get a free bumpkin. People don't have Sunflower Land farms, they have to pay the $5 fee to get a bumpkin, but all of our current players will get a bumpkin for free. And then we're going to do some of those initial drops for the common items. So if you are interested in getting some overalls, some of the very OG bumpkin items, we're going to be doing drops. They're going to be pretty accessible. It'll cost SFL, maybe like 10 SFL or 20 SFL.
For the items?
Yeah, for those common items.
Kind of like beta, we want Sunflower Land to get involved. We want to get feedback. We want to see how the experience is for kind of things dropping, for minting these items, so that we can kind of iterate and do what's best for the community. But I think we've been lucky that we've gone through these multiple drops during the war, because we've been able to kind of take feedback of what hasn't worked and what has worked, and try to implement a lot of those things in this new system.
Exactly. There was a good question here. Are all the new clothing drops happening here in this site? Does that mean no more clothing would be crafted in game? That's a really good question. Yes, when we initially launched this project, it's all going to happen through this site because it's the simplest way for us to do it. We do have a little area in the Goblin Retreat, which is one of the new islands, where we may be able to do these in-game drops in the future, but it won't be built from the start. So there'll definitely be some items that we drop which are Sunflowerland exclusive. And so whether that be in-game challenges or you need 1 million pumpkins to get some item, we will occasionally be doing these in-game special events that only Sunflowerland players can access. I think so we are experimenting with this new concept. There's a couple like customizable NFT projects where at the start you get to pick what your NFT looks like and then you lock it in. We're putting a big emphasis on what an SFT is. And the SFT is an item that can have multiple copies. So this is like the shirts, the pants, the necklaces, and weapons. So we're tokenizing all these different clothing items. And I think that's pretty important. It's now you just don't own the NFT, but you also own the individual tokens that they are wearing. So it's a really new concept. We're hoping the Sunflower community gets around this concept, especially in its early days, because we think this thing will get traction and take off. So make sure you're ready. We'll announce more details as we get closer to this launch date. But we're very close.
We're very close. We're so close. It's been a lot of, like Adam said at the beginning, we're so close to everything that it's just like a massive push. Like I just opened up my farm to mint that undead rooster and I didn't have any crops planted. That's because I literally just haven't had a minute to kind of like sort that stuff out, you know? I hadn't seen that cute sleeping goblin either. It's like that could have made my day 10 days ago. Well, not even 10 days ago, 2 days ago, whatever. But yeah, we're so close that it's just like all heads down, really. It's very, very exciting.
It is. And I'm most excited, I guess the previous plan was that we were going to drop Land Expansion and Bumpkins together. I think it was Spencer's idea who suggested why don't we drop Bumpkins earlier. And it makes sense because we want to get feedback on this as soon as possible. But we also means that when we drop this and then drop Land Expansion, they're two separate events where we can take very concise feedback, iterate and improve on one before doing the other, instead of just getting like a ball of chaos of us trying to comprehend what we need to work on.
100%.
There's a lot of people redeeming stretches. Thank you.
I need a massage, to be honest. But
yeah. What I want to check out as well is
hydrate. Oh, mate.
We're getting hydrations every few seconds. So I'm going to jump into, I'm just running, this is a local version of the game. Undisputed Noobs redeemed open top secret document. Where's that?
Yeah, open it.
No, we can't. That's top secret. And so we've got the Helios Island. And for those that were watching the live coding stream last Friday, I believe it was, we built out this grub shop. And so the grub shop is almost going to be the replacement for how the cake store works in the current game. Where
is grub an Australian?
Grub's an Australian.
It's a very Australian term,
is.
Right? Hey Steve, do they say grub in the UK for food? That'll be.
I had this chat during our last stream with people watching saying, does grub make sense?
Grub in the UK also.
Yeah, they've.
Everyone else is like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it is a very Australian term to say grub, which means food.
Tucker is a good one. Yeah, Decol came in with Tucker Classic.
Tucker shop.
Decol will just be running in the Discord translating everything for everyone.
Yeah. And so the grub shop is really special. Previously, in the old map, you could only sell cakes, and selling food was the best way to get SFL in the game. It was better than just selling the crops or the ingredients required for the food, for the cakes. And so this grub shop, it now lets you sell other items, not just cakes. So we've got some placeholder images here, but you can see this week that they are asking for a beetroot cake, a sunflower cake, bumpkin broth, and boiled eggs. And so each week there's going to be different items that the goblins have ordered that you can trade for SFL. When you fulfill one of these orders, you'll get to unlock one of the next orders. So there's 8 orders in total each week. So now I need to make mashed potatoes. And the idea here is that there's a lot more dynamic gameplay. So instead of just doing sunflowers and wheat 7 days straight, each week you're going to get a different challenge, and each player gets different challenges that they need to fulfill as well. There's going to be some easy ones. So I think mashed potatoes is an easy one, and a bumpkin broth is pretty easy to make. You can see that the cakes are there. That's quite hard. That's like 2 days of collecting resources. There's also going to be some extra hard ones that come in as well. So if you're a new player, you're probably only going to be able to fulfill some of these basic orders. If you've been playing a month or two, you can probably get 4 or 5 of these done. But if you have your farm decked out, you have a full resource factory and empire going, you'll be able to fulfill all these orders and maximize the amount of SFL you can get to spend in the game.
We have a question here asking, can food be traded, or is it withdrawable?
Great question. The answer is no for that one. And there's a very special reason, is because you can come to the grub shop and you can sell your food for SFL, or you can eat the food, and that is how you level up your bumpkin. So being that reason, we don't want whales to come in and just buy 1 million sunflower cakes.
Just like feeding all the bumpkins, can you imagine?
Yeah, we want the bumpkins that are level 50 to be representative of the players of the game. Not someone that just goes and buys a bunch of food. There's plenty of chances for whales to get rare items and whatnot, but we want the grind for the levels to come from the players. That said, a whale can still go and buy all the ingredients they need. They can buy wheat, sunflowers, eggs on secondary markets, but they still need to come into the game and cook those items. There's cooldowns on cooking those items, so there still is a little bit of work involved with that. I'm excited for this. I feel like this is going to be a lot more engaging.
I think you know, like, the war has showed us some things. Like, it's actually exciting to have, I mean, and a lot of games show you this, but it's exciting to have challenges. I think some of the downfalls of the current game is, like, there's not, once you kind of get into a routine of doing stuff every day, it's not very engaging. Like, there's not a lot of, you know, challenges unless you have an event going on, like the war or like the Easter egg hunt and stuff like that. So this is just one of the ways in which there'll be more engaging gameplay and offer a lot more strategy. You know, it's like, what do you use your time on? You know, is it cooking to feed your bumpkins so that you can gain access to these other islands so that you can kind of like move up the chain in terms of your experience, or do you just want to be kind of cooking these items and making SFL? There's a lot of different paths that you can take, which is super exciting, I think.
Yeah. There's some really good comments as well from Decol, who said the war created demand and moved the markets. Small players could sell resources for 10x their value, and whales had fun with the challenges. That's very much the whole idea of Sunflower Land, is that you play how you want to play. You pick your strategy. So there will be people who just want to sell sunflowers for people who are trying to fulfill their grub shop orders. There'll be people who need a bunch of eggs. You might get 5 cake requests in 1 week, so you need eggs that you can't produce. So there's always going to be this dynamic of different player types, of people who are just collecting resources and trying to trade those to get their SFL, and people who are buying these resources and then coming here to get their SFL. So really, really exciting stuff. Thank you. The community was really helpful for this one as well during the live stream. We actually had Aether Zapdos or Nether Zapdos, I always pronounce it wrong. They contributed a really cool closed sign. So the Grub Shop is closed on Tuesdays. This is a little preview of what it will look like. And it's just a reminder that when the Grub Shop opens and the goblins put their orders in, you have 6 days to get these requests done. So you can't be sitting around waiting. You need to plan out, how will I get all of these done. All right, next up we're going to talk a little bit about Mutant Chickens. So some really exciting stuff here. Romy and I did a little bit of a leak in the broadcast yesterday. There's going to be some changes happening to Mutant Chickens. So when we launched this, the idea is we wanted everyone to try and get as many as possible. We're actually going to scale up the rarity for some of these chickens and make them much harder to attain. So the way this is going to work is that the fat chicken will have the same chance that to be able to find one of those. The speed chicken will be 2 or 3 more times harder to find in your eggs, and then the rich chicken will be 10x harder to find from one of your eggs. So we're planning on making these changes next week. They'll be going live, so I haven't actually found any mutant chickens in my eggs yet. I know Romy hasn't either. Spencer's...
Three over here.
We're a bit suspicious that Spencer's been doing something dodgy in the game server.
I built the chickens.
He knows chickens inside and out, so maybe there's a little strategy. He triple clicks. Is it the triple click?
It's the old triple click, yeah.
Triple click the eggs. You heard it here first.
That is not true.
And there's one more exciting chicken that is going to be launched, not the same time next week, but it will be coming, and that is I always get this wrong, a Yami Samani. So this is a super rare breed of chicken. It's got a different, they call it hyperpigmentation. It's where the chicken is mostly black, including the feathers, beak, and the organs. So it's this really crazy rare chicken that you can stumble across.
Can you click on that one? How much does it cost? Dozen eggs, $160. Jesus.
Ooh, we need to have like black eggs that could come out. And so this is going to be a special type of chicken. It's going to be decorative, but there's going to be only a total supply of 500. And when those 500 get found, that is going to be it for this chicken. Given that this is a really rare chicken, there needs to be certain circumstances that you can actually stumble across one of those. To be able to find one of these chickens, you need all 3 mutant chickens on your farm. So only if you have all 3 of those mutant chickens there, will you be able to find this one. The rooster, it still will increase your chances of finding this one as well. So if you are planning, how do I get this rare item? You'll want to make sure you've got the 3 chickens, and you'll want to make sure that you've got your rooster prepared as well, because that will double your odds. So I thought we would leak that there. There's quite a lot of questions. I wasn't expecting on Discord when we mentioned it off the cuff that so many people would be asking questions. So I just wanted to touch on that briefly on this one. There's a question, do we need the undead one? Yeah, from Deck V. It's just the current rare chickens that will be needed for that one. The undead chicken will be great just to go with all your war decorations on your farm. That's pretty much it for us. For the artists in here, we are organising that Bumpkin art competition. So the voting is currently going through right now, and we're getting feedback on all of the submissions. The good news is that there was a lot of submissions. There was like 100 different posts, some of those had up to 6 pieces of art. The bad news is that takes a long time to go through, and so we're just preparing that, and we're hoping to do that. We'll do that competition before we launch Bumpkins, so that'll probably be 9 days from now. Thank you very much for everyone that's submitted. We're super keen to do a stream. We're going to be doing some more live voting. We're going to be doing giveaways and a bunch of things in there. It's time to wrap up the weekly wrap up, and as always we like to do a little giveaway. Today we're feeling generous. We are going to do a giveaway for 150 SFL, 400 war bonds and 50 gold, which is great. I love doing trivia, and
oh man, you should have asked what was the rarest chicken in the world, mate.
what is the rarest chicken?
Isn't the one we just looked at? Yami
They'd be
Samani?
too prepared. I like asking questions that people who are watching the stream very closely would be able to see. So, someone's already answered.
No, that's not the question. That's not the question. Yeah.
So, I don't even know the answer to this one actually. So when we're live streaming, so the way this is going to work is that the first person to answer this will win. When you submit your answer, include your farm ID, and the first person to get the answer right, you will get the items. And so the question here is, what was the ID of the bumpkin that I minted during this live stream? So on testnet.bumpkins.io, I minted a bumpkin.
Oh, look at that, man! People, was that it?
There's a lot of 65, 67, 86. Okay, so I don't even know the answer to this. If I go to my bumpkin, it was 65.
Aslan.
So Aslan Farm 151.
1307.
Congratulations. You are the winner of this week's giveaway. I don't know how you got that so quickly. So 151307. Congratulations. I don't even know what this bumpkin ID is. You must be watching very closely, and so you've earned those rewards. Awesome. So we hope you're excited about what is coming soon. We're going to start doing some more material in preparation for this bumpkin launch. Steve will probably do some announcements as we get closer to this date as well. So we hope you're excited. Hope you're enjoying the war. There's lots of really cool things coming. Any closing words, mate?
Golden egg leak, mate. This comes up
Gold egg leak.
comes up every day. I mean, every week.
It's actually been designed. We know what it is. We've got the art. We've just been full focus land expansion.
It'll be coming soon.
Yeah. Romy, mate,
Yes.
time to say goodbye.
Thank you all for joining us, and keep an eye out for Bumpkins and everything that's coming along.
Well said, mate. Well said.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. We always appreciate your company, and we'll see you around Discord and on the stream.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.